Live once more. Let me actually go ahead and update the link for the chat, because that's the thing that I gotta do. Stop playing music. That is not what I want to do. Oh, okay. It's muted for once. Yay! It's actually muted. Beautiful! It's so beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, pop out chat. Plug that into there. Beautiful. That pops up. Now, we're live once more, man. So, Eisenstadt Studio /live streams. Beautiful. Fantastic. www. Well, let me actually post this on Twitter, but post this under different tags, because no game dev tag actually cares about this stuff. So let's see if I can post this up. What does say one waiting? Is YouTube not connecting properly? Also, am I doubling? No, I'm not. Beautiful. Alright. Back from that. I'm live on Twitch and YouTube. Okay, so how about this? Pixel art in the game. One watching now. Gaming. Oh yeah, should probably use proper tags. Okay, development 1. Okay. So I'll post this to Twitter in just a moment when I have something worth to post about, which is what I'm going to do in just a moment. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? No, don't open the static OBJ importer. You sack of shit. Open projects, RTAC backup. I should really make a new backup of it. You know, that's what I'm gonna do. It's been a long time coming. I should have done this a long time ago. Let's make a new backup file. It's gonna take a long ass time to compile, but we can do this. Save project as. Take New project files. Here we go. Okay, what you gonna do? 50. What the fuck do I look like an old man in the webcam in the stream? That's messed up. Okay, all hail the long saving process. Okay. Still saving. Top right corner, still saving. Okay, what you gonna do? Also, I need to see if I can fix my chair for a second, because it's once again making me slouch over. Not good. Not good for your back. Do that. Then screw this thing in. Ah, Jesus. Let's see if that will keep my back straight. Still saving. And that's just the saving part. I still gotta compile. Hey, Southpaw. Booger. Waiting for... I've just saved this as a new project. It has been saving it for the past... too long to count. I think like 3 minutes now. It has been saving that project. So, you know. That's basically what I'm at right now. All that saving, we're still doing it. Well, the skank better not see the chat. Otherwise the skunk is going to be sleeping alone and tugging his own willy. Okay, we're almost there, apparently, according to the according to this thing. I think that was 30 minutes. Short break, restart the computer. Hey, it finished saving the project into a new into a new file. Now comes the fun part. Compiling the project. Because that's not going to take the exact same fucking time. Janko, did I tell you about some of the projects I want to do for game dev? Like outside of just game development. Like the portable handheld text-based game, the space cabin, that sort of stuff. Okay. so so there's a game called Zork that caught my attention about like 2 years ago when my friend told me about it. It's an old game where if you're familiar with it, you know exactly what it's about. It's controlling the game using text. There's no user interface, there's no inventory, there's no art, there's no models, no sprites, no nothing. It's just text. It describes the area around. And I'm actually gonna pull up Paint because it's easier to visualize it. It describes you the environment you're in. Like you wake up in an abandoned house. Like you wake up in a room, dark room, curtains are closed, everything is decrepit, the foul smell makes you nauseated. And then it gives you a window, and you type in what do. You look around, and it says you're lying down. There's not much to look around. You type in get up. You get up. It starts describing. You notice that the room is decrepit. The wallpapers are all torn up, and there's a dead body in front of you. And you type in inspect that body, or inspect the window, or inspect the door. It says the door is locked. Inspect the body, and it returns. Right. Okay. So you know what I'm talking about. So I want to make, essentially, since I do microcontroller programming, I want to do a physical console, a game, a text-based science fiction, post-apocalyptic survival game that's basically in this text-based game. Yeah, okay, so it's kind of, the idea is very similar. It's just that one has actual visual, excuse me, let me turn down the microphone a little bit. It has the actual visual representation. So my idea is this. It's like if it was ever a project, it would probably be just a tiny limited edition thing just for the hell of doing it. So it's a physical console, right? It has a mechanic QWERTY keyboard at the bottom. So mechanical switches, just to get that aesthetic feel, right? It has a dial, an actual analog dial for your radiation. It has a main screen at the top, and it has a mini screen at the bottom. This is for your inventory and stats and menus and whatnot. And this is for your story, your main story, main quest, descriptions and stuff. You type in your input in the keyboard. It's a physical object, right? I've been slowly studying CAD software where you can actually design cases, objects, enclosures, things like that. And I do microcontroller programming, like programming LCD displays, and so that you can send stuff off to be displayed on them, taking inputs, all that kind of stuff. So you have your radiation meter, you have your like segment displays, digital dials for your health, for your money, etc. Right? You have a side pad, a keypad. This is just a numeric pad for entering pin numbers into doors. When you walk up to a door that's powered up in the story, the little lights up and illuminates the keys. And you can punch in the code. So it's very proprietary. Yeah, basically like a Pip-Boy thing in Fallout, right? So it's very aesthetic based, very proprietary, specifically for the purpose of being what it is, right? So I want to use these SCSI stepper motors. that you can buy off of eBay in bulk by hundreds in order to drive them with the microcontroller and simulate the old floppy drive sound when, you know, things are booting up. It would have a soundtrack playing over you playing the music, and you can dim the, you know, adjust the settings based on how you want to use your battery life. So all of these things are essentially in this console. And you type in, you know, okay, get out, you know, inspect the body, and it inspects the body. It says, you found a key. You said, type in, take the key, and it puts it in your inventory, right? This sort of thing. This is one of the things that I really want to do, just for the sake of doing it, right? Perhaps at some point when I don't have to think about income all that much. Another thing that I want to do, and it's kind of in the same realm, also achieved by programming microcontrollers. So in Unreal Engine, what I want to do is I want to make a outer space exploration horror game, so to speak. So what it is it's 3 monitors in front and curved up, you know, to the sides a little bit. They render the outer dimension of basically outer space. There's no heads-up displays. There's no nothing. This just renders what you see outside of your spaceship. So you actually control the spaceship using physical panels, physical dials, controls, switches that are in front of you. So things like calibration, calibrating your calibrating your spaceship. You would have like a set of calibration knobs for all your thrusters. You'd have your like fighter jet control. And I've actually figured out how to get one of these like $60 flight jet controls, which is really cool. Yeah, like you can get these flight sim controllers that are pretty cheap. Flight sim joystick. And I figured out how to basically interpret the incoming signal from those. Just basically bypass all the electronics that take in the signal from the controller, and instead just use your own controller to read the inputs from all those buttons, you know, the tilts, everything, right? Speaking of which, this thing is only $36. That is really cool. Pretty cheap. So, you know, you have your chair with stepper motors that can move the chair closer and further so you could adjust your seat. You know, now the whole thing, it's not supposed to be futuristic in our modern time. It's actually supposed to be like Ridley Scott's Alien 1 type of futuristic. So I'm talking about CRT TVs. And I've actually looked into this. There's specific libraries made for exporting CRT to CRT TVs, generating signals so that you can use your microcontrollers to display stuff on CRT TVs. That will display like a radar, right? And the radar will tell you like proximity sensors that Unreal Engine will be reporting to your microcontroller, right? So you have, and the thing is, there are these tiny CRTs you can find like portable TVs, and there's also even smaller, like a CRT that's the size of your fist. That is basically a CRT from old VHS camcorders, right? So you have all these modules that are displaying real like spaceship data, and you fly around. You have like gyration motors with offset weights in order to simulate the rumble for your chair. You have your speakers with the sound effects so that the sound effects would actually match up in the game. You know, this kind of stuff. Same thing, you know, you have your numpad that lights up when you approach an unlockable door. So let's say you have to you have to travel to, or you discover some abandoned spaceship, right? You enter it, and you find there's a door to like the storage area that's locked, but your keypad lights up, so that means you can explore the ship for an office that you can maybe hack in with a terminal that's on your side. If you get to the proximity of it, you can hack into it and retrieve some documents that you can then find the code that you can punch into this keycard and proceed through the level. Stuff like that. This is the stuff that I really want to make when, I get to the level where I can actually just make these kinds of projects for the hell of it. I mean, hell, then I can invite YouTubers so they could do videos on their channels about these things. Okay, so here's the thing. I want to actually update that light set. 6, 7. And I want to quickly shoot a video for the stuff. So edit and yes, save. So this is the kind of stuff that I really get excited about. For now, this game. I gotta finish this game. I also gotta quickly shoot a video, a clip, so I could post it to Twitter. Does shit, I should know this because I have a Game Jolt account, but can you post videos inline, like embed videos into posts on Game Jolt, so you can do like video post updates? Okay, so now that I have this thing in store, start recording. Okay. In fact, I should probably mute my... Hold on, I'm gonna mute my microphone for a second so I could record this video. Okay, wow, there's like a huge performance block when I get to that particular point. Okay, so it's fine over here. Nice and smooth. But... okay, I'm gonna stop recording. Here we go. But when I progress over here, it's like a stupid ass performance hog. It just happens. No explanation. Wow, it's painful is what it is. So what is going on? Okay, I have some... Oh, wow. And I was just... Holy shit. Okay, maybe I just leave it for a second. I have a sneaking suspicion that it might be... Wow. Holy shit. Definitely the light optics. So are they not getting deactivated properly? So let me disable the light objects. It's like getting exponentially terrible. So what happens when I take you, I'm gonna copy your creation code just in case, and that delete you. Okay, no, hold on, that's not gonna work. Because I know... Let me get rid of the build lights so that it doesn't create any of the lights. Step event. So where am I deactivating? This is where those exponential functions from linear algebra come in use. Oh. If virtual key shift, right shift, is not pressed, then we're going to deactivate all of the ambient kit light objects. And we're going to reactivate only the ones within this particular region. Okay, so yes, so we get your point. Okay. Oh, for God's sakes. All right. No slowdowns. 100% the light objects. So why are they not activating the way they're supposed to? It's like it doesn't actually deactivate all the light objects. It just keeps activating more and more and more and more. Yeah, okay, so 100%. So the problem is somewhere over here. How about I'm going to say that the pad is not 256, but it's actually minus 100 pixels, like that. Draw an instance count. A good idea. That actually would work better than what I was gonna do. Never mind. Just, you know, don't worry about it. Okay, so draw, or I should say, show debug message. What do you do? Instance count. Wait, instance count or instance number? Instance number. Obj light ambient kit light. Here we go. And I gotta remove that from being in the actual actually ambient. I think, hold on, I think every single one of these objects was actually sending the show debug message. And considering how many there are, yeah, so instance count just reports on everything that's in the room. So let's get rid of that. Just do that. I see that my gin and tonic has just about run out. So that's fantastic. Oh, delicious. Well, that was probably what was wrong. Yeah. Also, yeah, re-enable the stuff. I saw your comments. I know. I'll figure this out in a second. It will kill your performance. You must never do that. Okay. So, 33. I know we're getting into... Okay, so we're kind of hovering around 80 of these objects, 80 of these light objects. So there's 120 here now. Oh, gee, that's... Okay, so we've got 200 light objects now. 300 light objects. If I start backtracking. Okay, so something may indeed be off with the deactivation script. So instead of doing this, how about I will do exactly the amount I need to do, which is right over here. So I'm gonna actually do that. I will reduce the pad to -100 so that I could see all of the objects physically appearing and disappearing as they are being enabled and disabled. Yep. Okay, so we can see those lights getting disabled. However, you can see that the lights on the bottom are not getting disabled. So something is off with this. Instance deactivate object ambient light kit light. So actually maybe it should actually be no, it's minus. Actually, that because it doesn't make sense. How about this? I'll switch this to minus, switch that to minus, so it's view x plus view width, view y plus view height. And the pad is the same on both of them. I'm simply going to do this instead. So minus, actually this has to be plus in this case, which it did because minus and the minus makes a plus. True for inside. So only activate them if they're inside. Vx and Vy are essentially short versions of camera view x, y, and camera width and height. View x, view y, view width, view height. Yeah, there's definitely something there. Wait, no, I don't want to debug this, but it would be nice if I could, but I can't. Okay. What are we getting? Aha. It's still not doing it. So, yeah. Still climbing. 50 lights. Oh, there's a light that got disabled there. What the fuck? What are you doing to me? Okay. So Vx plus pad, so that's going to be plus Vy plus. Oh yeah, well that's not gonna work because of reasons. Pad. Okay, how about this? I'll get rid of this horseshit. I'll just view x plus view width and view y plus view height. Screw that pad stuff. So it's going to enable and disable exactly at the border of the view. It's going to disable all of them, but it's going to enable the ones that are at the border of the view. Okay, here we go. Huh. Still getting exactly the same numbers. What the fuck? Yeah, let me draw the thing that shows the region. Good idea. That could be a problem. So draw rectangle of this. Excuse me. Outline true. Draw set color C red. Draw set color C white. And where's the rectangle? It's probably outside of the view, so we'll do Vx plus 5, Vy plus 5, this minus 5, this minus 5. Yes. As a matter of fact, I should probably pull up my Twitch stream because in case somebody writes a comments there, I am not going to be able to see it. And it sucks if somebody already did. Okay. So, no, I still see it. Red circle right there. A red square. So it's supposed to be working. So how about this? I will draw this minus 50, minus plus 50, plus 50, minus 50, minus 50. And that means in here I'll go Vx plus 50, plus 50. But the width is going to be minus 100. Height is going to be minus 100. So that should be pretty damn straightforward. Also, for some reason, there are ads playing on my own stream. Not sure what's going on there. Okay then. I hope I'm getting paid for those ads. Me viewing my own ad. Apparently, a viewer named HypnoZZZZ is actually viewing me. So, I was right to turn up Twitch. Because that's what it is. Now then, let's see if this works. Aha! It's a piece of shit. And by that I mean it's a bug. It's not disabling those lights. What the fuck, game maker? I depend on this function working. This entire system depends on this function working. What? Hold on. I can't. This is unacceptable. Why would width and height even take Vx and Vy? You know what? It would have taken me a week to find that. I swear to God. All right. Okay then. So that is the end of that. Yep, so the further you get from the 0 point, the more of these objects you would have activated. Man, okay, Vx minus pad, Vy minus pad, Vwidth plus pad multiplied by 2, plus pad multiplied by 2. And I know it's going to do multiplications first, but I'm paranoid. I might as well just, be utmost right about it. Okay, so we've got that figured out. That was kind of stupid of me. Jesus Christ, I would have been stuck for weeks on that. It would have been horrible. Let me just move the chat for Windows over so I could actually see it. Hello. Okay. Now I can finally shoot that video so I could post it on Twitter and say that that my live stream is oh god. You know, I see any place that where people come for just entertainment is good enough to post about your game. Like any place where you're usually not allowed to post your own shit. Okay. Whoops. Go here. Beautiful. Let me just get rid of that red test square. And let's not show debug messages. And try to set color. This gets out of here. So, Mr. Hypno ZZZZZ, how's your day so far? What have you been up to? Are you a game developer and are you working on anything? I'm stalling for time. There we go. Get rid of this. And finally, I'm going to mute my microphone so that I can record this goddamn GIF. One moment. Okay, that actually works. I probably will do another run with the instance count. One thing is I probably need to increase the pad because those lights were kind of popping on a little awkwardly. Like pad was 258, I think. I think that's, yeah, that should be good. Day has been great. Just got off work. Yes, I work with GMS. I was just pausing or pursuing Game Maker Twitch channels. Decided to hop in to take a look. Your stream for a couple of minutes. I wanted to waited to send a message to done recording a GIF. Thanks, man. Have you ever played Dark Souls? Um, End of question. uh, Alright. I have. Who hasn't? Well, Janko hasn't, because he couldn't even pass the first boss. What a loser, right? um. So, okay, so you know how I keep asking this. Anybody who has actually done, or who's actually played the game. So, doesn't the scene here um whatchamacallit, this the scene in this room, doesn't it not look like the New Londo ruins when you enter, like when you get out of the elevator? This entire thing, it kind of gives off like New Londo ruins vibe out of them. No, and that's death. Okay, so let me actually go through this level just to see how what the performance is like. Oh yeah, and post that Twitter thing while I'm at it. Yeah. Yeah, come on. Yeah, definitely. Like, I'm not saying does this look like Dark Souls. I'm just saying visually the general atmosphere with the perspective. Let's see. New Londo Ruins. Like, basically this. You know, the whole, like, extremely humid atmosphere. Oh well, just a fun note. So, let me put up some music so that now that that has been dealt with, I'll finish up this level. I know I still have to write down. For this level, there's a few things that I still need to add. Where's my pen? There's my pen. I still need to add. What was it? The door. So last ambient level doors. There we go. Let's see. So this works. Ooh. So what kind of game are you working on? If you have a project you're working on. Seems to be pretty smooth. And these lights are working. And even the even that stuff is working. Okay. Alright. I mean, what is the point of an instance count? Because I know it's going to have a hugely varying number because of the amount of instances I use for collision objects. Right? I mean, I can see it in performance. It seems to be fine. Unless I'm going to hit, like, a giant snag, I think I should be fine. Okay. So, let's see. Pause menu, moving saws. That's afterwards. This is not important. I don't have a highlighter in here, do I? Highlighters? Nope. Yeah, I got highlighters. Definitely need the pause menu. Definitely need the saw cannon particles, which I might as well actually kind of cross off the list now. Level 24, add collapsible floor. That is important to the story. Long pylons. Wait. Level 24, add collapsible floor. Why level 24? What is in level 24? Add collapsible floor in level 24 on the long pylons. Collapsible floor. What? These are the long pylons. Why did I put to add collapsible floor here? It makes no sense. Weird. Okay, I'll skip that until it comes back to me. Last ambient level, doors. Yes. Saw cannon particles. I had that twice. That sounds like an important thing. Yes. Cave parallax background tiled. I believe I can cross that off the list. Splash screen and main menu, 8 button visual click response. Got it. Headless character. Okay. Light glitch too fast. I have dealt with that. I can cross that off my list. Okay, so let me go ahead and start finally getting into the tiling of the rest of these levels. Okay, so here's the beauty of this thing here. So we have the main thing. I'm going to add a background. This background layer is going to be disabled. And I'm going to pick whatever color that is in here. Okay. Beautiful. Now we have clouds 1, clouds 2, and clouds 3. Parallax 1, parallax 2. There's actually 4 clouds. Cool. So let's do clouds 1. Will be regular. Now we'll go with the background clouds 2. Another background for clouds 3. And finally, third background for clouds 4. Now what do I call these in this one? Aerial perspective. So it goes 1, 2, 3, depending, starting from the bottom layer. 1, aerial perspective 2, aerial perspective 3. In the code, which I should pull up to this side here, which I have just snapped on top of the thing, and there we go. So there's a piece of code in OBJ controller. Draw and yes, step event. So room. Let's see. So this is basically what I'm looking at this point. If room is equals to that, I can probably copy all of these things and continue off. So if room is equals to trial course 6, really? What's it called? Trial, yeah, trial 6 underscore story 001. Parallax amount. Para 1, para 2, para... No, this is parallax, so I don't actually need this stuff. All I need is just the layer stuff. Aerial perspective 1, 2, and 3. And aerial perspective 4, which, by the way, there's an error in here as well. So that's this one. Aerial perspective 4. Firefox crashed 4 times while watching my stream. Firefox 5 has a lot of bugs. You think? Oh man. I'm also going to enable 4 if it was not enabled already. So Hypno, how do you go about helping folks? Do you run like a tutorial course? Do you stalk people until they get back? Still have like 58 megabytes left. Reddit. Ah, okay, so that's pretty good. That's noble. That is pretty good indeed. I told myself that I'll put on some music. I have not yet done so. Albums. Let me listen to some of the stuff from my upcoming album once again. Real minimal. Boop. Local. No. Yellow Circle and House of Mannequins. Okay. Uh-huh. So, what the fuck? Why are there multiple tracks playing at the same time? That's not what I wanted to do. Play, add to media player classic playlist. Okay, here we go. So, what do we got here? First of all, screw all this lighting. Very moody, I'd say. So somewhere out there, I have not... I know. It's nostalgia, man. Maybe I'm just doing this subconsciously. Okay, so what in the hell was wrong there? Also, yes. I'm going to actually remove the story 1 lights. So that we're not bothered with that atrocity anymore. Yep, reload. Okay. So it sort of works. I'll probably want to actually turn on my saturation there. And just work with this instead. But yeah, I need to add a note. Clouds spawn only at start. So I'm gonna have to make the object that spawns the clouds actually create clouds throughout the entire level. This is aerial perspective 4. This level is actually pretty much done. Besides placing an NPC over here, there is nothing that I really have to do here. Maybe just fix the lighting though. That's, you know, that's why I'm here. Aha. So it's doing the thing that I told it to do. But it's a little washed out. At least the front layer is. The very front background. Come on. Where'd the thing go? Right, I'll just create a new one. So this stuff is over here, and I probably need to turn down the very front layer to something a bit more understandable. How does this go? Area perceptive 1, 2, 3. So layered on top of each other. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's actually pretty good. But not every fade works well equally. Okay. So that works. All I need to do is I need to set probably this fade to something a little bit. Most likely, actually, I just need to set it something a little bit wider. And something tells me in this case it is going to be a bit desaturated. No way. You think you're actually done? Yeah, I won't see the difference until the clouds come in. Also, you know what? The very top layer is really not necessary. Like, this layer over here is really not necessary. So I'm gonna go ahead and just not enable it. Okay, here we go. Now we're talking. Okay, so the aerial perspective is working. All I need to do should I be adding parallax stuff here? I really feel like I should, but then again, we have clouds. They might serve the purpose. Just uploading that GIF that I made specifically for the purpose of promoting. Okay, so in here we need to do what we need to do. maybe I'll actually enable that layer after all, but just have it barely showing. Just want to see what it looks like. Okay, so and drop in my light creation object. Let's see, where is it? Here we go. So Janko, now that you've fixed all of the objects, what's gonna happen now? What did that take you, like 3 days? 4 days to do? You found this 10 days ago. Oh my god. How long were you working on it before then? Jesus. Oh my lord. That's insane. Creating the fractures? Well, hold on. Oh. There's no way to like automate the fracture creation. And then I don't know how Unity handles objects. But in Unreal Engine, if you create separate objects, they literally pop up as separate objects. Even if you export them all at once, they all pop up as different components. In fact, Unreal Engine has its own fracture system, but you know, I'm guessing that's not really fun because you're trying to create one in Game Maker Studio. But I want it reasonably equal sizes of fragments. I'm assuming it's something that you could set in like an auto-fracturing, auto-fracture script. Okay. Game Maker's like taking really long time to load this. I don't like it. Also, Chrome is being an asshole. I don't like that. Okay, let's recompile. Wow, Twitter's like really fucking up my my browser. Screw it, I'll post the thing later. Okay, there we go. I like it. You post stuff to Twitter, and immediately, like 5 bots like your post. Not a single human being will actually do it. There we go. Jesus Christ. Okay. So maybe not so much for the top layer. It is washing out things far too out of character. But at least what I can do is start this stuff. Slightly messed up, but that's okay. You know what? Nah. Let's redo that. That could have been better. Ooh. Let's see. New testing scene, you say? You know, technically, I don't even have to use this thing here. Damn. What the fuck? Are those all the objects that you like fractured? Good lord. No wonder you were doing all that stuff so long. What do you mean math behind it? This is interesting. I have a quality slider which tells how many fragments each of the 29 times can break. Interesting. 2, 3, or 4. Each fracture requires 4 versions. So line of the same block doesn't break the same way each time. Ah, it's up. 1 second. 1 second. Pardon me. Figured if I'm going downstairs, I might as well grab another drink. Excuse me. Put that a long distance away. I know I'm struggling. For me at this point, it's the matter of getting used to the controls. polygoncreator.zip. Fine. I was going to check it out after either way. Right now, for me, it's just Polygon Creator. Okay, let me close. If I close my game, and lose all the progress. Okay. I see. Okay. Okay. Okay, so do you have a project of some sort? Because this does like very little. It looks nice, like, oh, you know, congratulations. It does look cool and it works, but what it spews out is not what I need. Press space for an example. Okay. Got it. Okay. Cool. Is this actually physics-based? Ah, I see. The game's slowing down there, man. It's see the FPS? It's just Anyways, it's good, but it's not doing what I need to do. Sorry, the daily pillaging of connectors and wires has begun. Okay. It's concave fixtures, it's manifold error. It could definitely be useful to me. Yes. In this example, no. Unless I can figure out how to basically add points like in the middle, like you had in your system, and add that to my game. That I could use, and just create these polygons like that. That would be useful. But in this case, you saw the code. I mean, I started pretty basic, right? Oopsie. Is that the main output, or is that the... Yeah, that's the phones. Also, don't spill my drink. Doesn't matter. I could edit it after saving. Again, I need to edit the shape based on what I see in the tiles here. So if this is going to be in this game, this editor is going to be in the game, that would be great. I'll have to figure that out afterwards. Technically, what I need to automate the action of selecting this vertex and this vertex and just creating one here, right? Automate this, that, and place one there. That's all I really need to automate. Right? In reality, to be honest. Soundtracks. Dominion space. What's the thing? Not Dead Realm Tales. I need Dream Temple soundtrack and Battle Deal soundtrack. Okay, so what you're saying here. You're a perfectionist, or try paths. Really try and create a path, set room as background, and try placing a few paths. What for? Why do you need to place paths? What I really liked about your demo is the fact that you can expand the vertices by grabbing the middle point. This here would be fantastic. But only that. That is all that I really need to figure out. Okay, but I'm not even talking about the circle thingies, the lights. That is just off the table. I can do that manually, no problem. It's this stuff that I'm doing right now. If I could automate that, then we're talking, right? Like the past thing, I'm not even interested, you know? That, I can do that, no problem. I have to still make lights in the level that I'm working on. It's still something that has to be done manually because I can't just auto-generate lights every single light. In fact, most of the levels in the game are what are called challenge levels. They're levels that we literally start with just collision blocks. And what we do is we make the levels using those, and we drop the little object that basically makes them visible. And after that, when we create those challenge levels, then I populate it with tiles, objects, decoratives, all that good jazz. So the only levels where I had to do basically all of this are the ambient levels, which there's like 6 levels like that in this entire game. Okay. You have it on the marketplace free. Okay, so that's good. I can actually take a look at that. Let's see. Do you know what the name of the asset is? Oh shit, never mind. I have more of this. What am I doing? Okay, so Polygon Creator, and this, right. Yo-Yo Games Market Place. This whole code lets you optimize it since you have a lot of duplicates. Yes, I do. And that's also... So are you using the... Are you using the central algorithm for the shapes that makes a central point and it just creates all the other stuff around it? Is that what you're using? Or is it still triangulated stuff? Let's see. The shapes that you were creating. Yes, like were you using center point fixtures or were you using triangle lists? Not the fixtures. I'm not talking about the fixtures. Just the creation of the shape. Let's see, where was it? Download Polygon Creator. Okay, so basically what I'm seeing is this. Middle mouse button moves this point. So what? Okay, so you're talking about fixtures. I'm not. I'm talking about buffers and vertex buffers, right? What you're doing here, are you using vertex buffers to do this? Yes. Right? Okay, so they're all calculated based on the origin. Okay, one moment. Gotta help my dad connect the Chromecast. This is where my programming career ends, my tech support career starts. Cripes, man. Here we go. So I figured that out. Let me see. Second room shows... Okay. This room is meant to show procedural triangulation, so calculated over multiple steps. The second room shows instant triangulation. Since I created the zigzag shapes, copied to the clipboard, just paste the code. A conversion script from this list triangulated buffer to triangular buffer. I created the zigzag room in the editor. If you drew a sprite, wanted to outline, you'd want the editor origin, middle mouse, to be as close to the sprite origin as possible. Okay, I see what you're talking about. I don't mind not doing an automatic system. I don't mind going through the level and manually setting this thing up. For me, it just makes more sense than trying to make a completely automatic system. So basically all I'm interested in is this. Being able to drag the middle point and create an extension of that, so I could like fill out those crevices. Okay. So let's see, polygon maker. Fixture editor, no. Unless that's also yours. Polygon creator. Dark blue background, that looks like you, yep. Okay, so I'll go ahead and add that. I've read and agreed the EULA, your soul belongs to the publisher. Okay. You're using a DS list for them. So you're not using the buffers. Or I guess first okay. I see what you mean. So just make the whole thing in DS lists first and then triangulate the points together. So in that case, I'll have to write my own auto triangulation script to figure that out. What do you mean triangulation already does its work? That I do not quite understand. Takes n 2 steps to triangulate the mesh. Okay, so it sounds impressive. It's pointless in my case because this stuff is made while I'm creating these lights. It's not going to be created when the actual game is played by a player. Right? You have your bragging rights. It's, you know, achievements are achievements. You stretch each step. Are you talking about in-game speed steps, or are you talking about creation of the shape steps? Jesus. It's like explaining how to defuse a bomb. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Okay, so you're using physical objects and using their IDs and their positions in order to define the shape that you're creating. You click on the secondary point numbered 1. Should insert a new point, new primary point into index. So the middle point object contains, it would know which two other points it's actually created from. I see. Okay, that's actually starting to make sense. And it's completely doable too. It holds a number that tells which position it holds. So neighbors are... Okay. So you have, essentially in the end, you have the ID of your... you have the ID of the point you've just dragged, which also contains the ID of the point of the other 2 points that it was in between of. So basically you have your 3 points. And if you have their IDs, then you have their positions. Okay, so that's actually a pretty good idea. That's actually a lot simpler than I thought it was gonna be. Okay, so that actually makes a lot of sense. So a triangle would have 3 primary and 3 secondary points. Okay, so when you drag a secondary point, it becomes a primary, and then it creates 2 of its own secondary points. Clicking in secondary point 1, it would insert a new primary point in the DS list at index 1. Okay, I think I can work with this. Okay, so this is fine. Let's press. Let's go to this thing. Let's press P. That would save it, I think. No. P. P. It's not saving it unless it is. Oh, right, because that's not the folder anymore. It's not Artec Rise Backup 49, it's Artec Rise Backup 50, because I'm an idiot. There we go. So, not said before reading, load buffer. If buffer exists, loaded buffer. Aha. But I didn't create this buffer, so why does it say not said before reading? That's right. That's right. I need to create that variable. Still. Okay, that's fine. Included files. Room trial story. 01. Right. Can you open another GMS if I send source? Sure. You know what? I can probably recreate it on my own. The challenge alone would probably be pretty interesting. Like to be honest, I don't usually like going through other people's source code because I have to make sense of other people's method of thinking. It would be honestly more fun for me to actually try it out myself. So here, how about I do that? Okay. New IDE. What do you mean run without checking source? I have the executable you sent me. It's going to compile the same thing. Unless you're talking about something completely different. Polygon create. I already have this file, unless it has some other stuff in it. Fuck's sake, hold on. Let's see. What does this contain? Does this contain pictures of you slapping dicks on the webcam lens? Because if it doesn't, I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. Okay. Polygon Maker 1. Okay, there's the project. I'm not gonna open it. Not yet. Let me start page. So, new thing, Game Maker language. Game Maker Studio. Okay, so this will be the extension code. Oh, hold on, no. Mask editor code. Okay. Mask editor 001. Polygon creator. Runtimes. An update to runtimes is available. Interesting. Okay. Editor room, terrain room. What kind of stuff did you just send me? Okay. 2, 3, 2. So 4. 0, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. So 1 primary, 1 secondary. So it augments everything. So you insert this thing. So I want to say 4. This becomes 5, 5, 6. Okay. So it makes sense. All right, so here we go. Oh. Okay, got it. Oh, yeah, wait, I understand. Thank you. That's all. That's all. So what I want to do is I want to figure out some other stuff. So Symphonia is back. Alright, so I figured out how the progressive triangulations work. Alright, that's fine. So 4 a.m. What are you doing up? Jesus. Okay. I'm just thinking. So you're using a data structure in order to store all of these. But I don't want to dive into data structures unless I really have to. So what I'm wondering is, all I really need is a list of triangles. So technically I can make this exact system, maybe, if I have one of these triangles store the have three xy variable sets in it. So 3x positions, 3y positions. It stores the xy of itself, it stores the xy of this object, and it stores the xy of this object. Then these three objects are blank. They're not blank, they contain code, but they don't contain any vertice information until you click on it. In which case it will fill up the first xy with this one, second xy with this one, and third xy with this one. So no dealing with any lists of any sort. Deleting stuff is going to be tricky though. So, you know, that's probably why you're using lists. But once again, that looks like a Forever Alone face right there. DS-lits aren't that hard, I know that. Organizing them in this sort of manner is. It's probably just time consuming, it's not even hard. Okay. Oh God. Jesus Christ. what does the vertex object look like? Remove from the list. Okay. This Triangle Simulator 2017. Not quite. Just trying to figure some stuff out. Fuck. This is what I'm saying about having to dive into someone else's mind to fucking figure this stuff out. I'd much rather just come up with my own system. It may be janky. It may be inferior. But I will have wrapped my head around it myself. That's right. Run my game. Happy to help. This tick just closes down your project like it's nothing. Yeah. Well, Symphony, it's free. So, you know. Unless you don't have Game Maker Studio, then it's a little finicky. I need to load this. Creation code, script, build, light mask, buffer. Actually, I need to go into this thing. Parameter, this. Group path. Well, that was actually folder underscore group file ini. That's what I wanted to do. How do I set my streaming category, or what is it? What is it set to? Because I can't put Game Maker Studio in the streaming category. Set it to creative, then set it to community, to game development. It is. Is it? Isn't it? What you can do is give me some honest feedback on my game after I upload it. Sure thing. It's all set up right. Yeah, Game Maker Studio, game development, game design. I know there's something else I can do that. Yeah, like, look. Oh. Okay, so we've got Game Maker Studio, game development, game design as this stuff. Again. Alright. Cannot load buffer. Buffer load. Right, because I didn't put the thing in. Yeah. Well, at least I've got 5 viewers. on YouTube now. My all-time high. One of them is on Twitch too, so that's that. Okay. Why? What's with the what nuts? It's here. I have it. What if I actually just do it like this? Yep. Same name. Hey, I got 6 people watching me now. Okay, still nothing. What the fuck? Did it not save the buffer? It almost did. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of rename that one. Do a quick test. Yeah, you wish. I'll never get it 7. Southpaw opens multiple browser windows, logs into multiple accounts. That's when you're wrong, kiddo. Okay, so... Yeah. Okay, so... Right. Oh, no. What the? Oh, okay, so it's there. It's there. And I think the other one was also there. But I did not adjust the brightness thing, so that is just stupid. So Janko, you gonna go off to sleep? Oh wait, are you uploading the game right now? So what am I gonna be, a YouTuber? I'm gonna be a content creator. Welcome back, bros. My name is Milo Pie. That sounds gross. Milo Pie. Okay. Here we go. It's actually working. uh. They could be a bit too fast, you know. Oops. Ah, Lord. I know, it's like having your cake and eating it too. These in-game editors. Handy stuff. think that top layer. I think the top layer is still kind of washing stuff out here, so I'm not going to use the top layer for this particular map. Gaming Gizmo. Holy shit. It's been such a long time since I've seen your username. If I've ever seen it. Pretty sure I have. It rings a bell. Okay, here we go. As far as I know, these are all the lights that I actually need. Okay, not bad at all. So let me go ahead and shift home. 142 lights, and if I shift home, 38. Okay. So that means I can go ahead and just copy all of these lights over here. So now, these lights are in the game. And let me see about those clouds too. Clouds machine. Clouds machine. You're still alive? Was this a trial? You making a note here? I would imagine that it's a huge success. Speed mod frequency mod equals, so speed mod and frequency mod needs to go over here. So Symphonia, how's Spriter Pro? Why? $141 lights. Yes, correct. So why did it not create? Ah, because I renamed the ini file. I have a new naming convention. That's right. Okay. Gizmo's like no flash photography. You know what that's like? You know what that sounds like? If I actually find a reference. No, I can't find it. Oh well. Thank you. That is all I need. Okay, let me disable the one thing. Object controller. So what I want to disable here is this one. I don't think I can actually turn it down anymore, can I? Actually, I can. I should be able to. Let's see. Okay. So I think the clouds are moving a little bit slower now. The only thing is I need to make sure that they're populated throughout the entire thing before. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a for loop. Right? In the create event. So create clouds for entire level. So for xx equals 0, xx less than room width divided by what is one of these clouds like. Here we go. Width 435 pixels. So let's 435. That's the biggest one. I know that speed looks perfect, but I need to make sure that all the clouds are already in the level once the game starts, instead of starting to just spawn. So that's what I'm doing now. XX plus. I think that should work. And now I do this. Instance create x y plus xx multiplied by 435. And the same exact thing will occur. Let's see if this works my entire fucking level. I assume Janko has gone off to this take up his much deserved rest. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's not doing anything. Clouds machine. Haven't built it yet, actually. It's not got awfully high on my priority list right now, but I have all the parts that I've modeled actually saved, so when the time comes, I'll have that ready. In fact, I probably need to actually redesign it. There's a much better design that could be used that uses a lot less parts. So I think I'm gonna try that one out when I get some money together. So why is it? It's XY. It's doing the same stuff as the alarm. But why did it not create those clouds? Oh, because I'm putting it in the Y coordinate. Fucking hell. Okay. Okay. So that is shitty because the clouds overlap. And the clouds overlap because the furthest cloud... What is the longest cloud here? 799. Okay, never mind then. Oh man. Okay. So this is basically in order to make sure that they are always separate. All I have to do is, instead of doing this, instance... I can't sample the... oh, God's sakes. Okay, 7... I'll do 8, 15 maximum. Just to populate that first little bit. Besides, that level is like really short too. Okay, at least nothing is overlapping now. So let's do that for all of these. And I don't need the alarm stuff in the create event, so alarm. So this one. Let me go ahead and actually just like that. So large, medium. What is the longest medium piece? 435. And okay, so 435 it is. I'll do 440. Okay, next one. We're still dealing with the medium one, so I'm just gonna copy this. And finally, the small one. What is the longest small? 188. Small cloud. 180. Okay, let's say like maximum of maybe 200. That is a 200 right there. So 220 probably. Okay, let's go with 220. go. So this should technically populate the entire area with the clouds. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Only now I need to make sure that I just need to get rid of this object here so that I can follow the player. The only thing I'm thinking about is maybe I should blur out the clouds a little bit. I'm not sure how GameMaker is going to actually react to blurred clouds though. It might not like it at all. That's why they're kind of jagged right now. Oh god. That was a lot of leaves. Nice. Okay, so there's another thing that I actually want to address. It's the question of the camera movement. Oops. Oh, come on. Okay, totally forgot I did not put the transition level stuff. So this is fine. Because the code basically checks when you're playing like hard levels, if somebody falls off into the giant pit of death, it triggers a death screen. So I haven't set up a level transition here, which is basically I just have to kind of just make sure that the player sticks here. Okay, so I actually kind of want to take a look at this level one more time. Not do anything, just jump around. Because I think... Oh yeah, loser. There's actually a few ones. It increases the amount of O's every time. But it doesn't show loser every time. It's just loser, loser, loser. At some point it just starts scrolling. Loser. I know. Okay, so whoopsie. I can still kind of see the outline though, so I should probably fix those things a little bit. Even better, do it right from the start, so I don't have to fix it later. Motherfucker. Really? All the way down? I have to get all the way fucking down. God damn it. Man, writing music for this is gonna be fantastic. I swear to God, this place just reminds me of New Londo Ruins in Dark Souls. It just does. The atmosphere is there. The dude does have a light on him. Oh shit, never mind. Hold on. It's not enabled. Okay, so draw. There we go. In fact, I should probably actually use a soft light on him instead of the hard one. So I'm gonna do this one. 0, 1, 2, 3. It's kind of nice to have people in the stream. It's way less lonely. Get rid of the tracker. Let's see. Okay, yep, so he has just a tiny little light. Nothing too major. Whoa, what the fuck was that? Oh, desync. Or vsync not working properly. Fucking hell, seriously? remember, kids, this is a co-op game, so you can play with your friends. Alright, so this is basically where a whatchamacallit. Right, this is basically where the character enters the last two rooms, which are the story modes, and that's the end of the demo. Do you have jump padding going on? No jump padding. If we implement jump padding, then we're gonna have to redo all of our levels. Because we have to keep the jump padding as a part of, like, we have to keep it in mind when we design the levels. It's just like if I were to increase the jump height by like 5 pixels, it would screw up a lot of levels, right? So this is the kind of stuff, like, we're pretty set on the mechanic. We want it to be pretty instant, right? Okay, well, I think that is it for tonight. I don't think I'm gonna be doing any more. So I've gotten quite a lot done. There's still quite a lot to do, and I'm gonna be doing the stream tomorrow, starting early in the morning. Alrighty, so thank you guys for dropping by. I'm hoping to see you in the next stream, and I am going to go snatch some snacks from the fridge and probably watch some Crunchyroll. See you later.